Prime Minister remembers former Governor General Sir Howard Cook. Jamaica receives final installment of grant funding for Sabina Park lighting project. And Senator Faulkner updates the nation on cabinet deliberations of the past week. This is Jamaica House Weekly. I am Simone Wolfe. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has offered her deepest condolences to the family of former Governor General Sir Howard Cook, who died on Friday at age 98. In a statement, Mrs. Simpson Miller described Sir Howard as one of Jamaica's most illustrious sons and one of our gentlest souls. The Prime Minister noted that it was impossible to overemphasize his contribution to Jamaica, as he served with the utmost distinction, passion and selflessness. Mrs. Simpson Miller recalled that ever since Sir Howard's 1938 entry into public life, he served with unwavering commitment to the upliftment of his people. She said Sir Howard's passing had left a deep void in Jamaica's national life, as he embraced all and was a model of inclusiveness and non-partisanship. Sir Howard Cook served in many capacities, including as a member of the West Indies Federal Parliament, a senator, member of parliament, minister, and the 4th Governor General of Jamaica. Sir Howard also spent 23 years in the classroom and was a leading member of the interfaith community. On Thursday, Minister responsible for sport, Natalie Nita Headley, received on behalf of government the final installment of grant funding for the Sabina Park lighting project. The $1.33 million granted by the government of India will go towards the installation of floodlights to allow for the hosting of night matches.
This is something historic for us, and India will not know how much it has increased the level of interest, which we believe will be shown in cricket and the participation, because so much of our young persons at this time are interested in the shorter version of the game, 1. 2, and that we are a working population who at this time, I believe, prefer evening into night games. It's going to lift for us what is happening in downtown Kingston, and we believe that with the marketing strategies to be employed by Sabina Park Holdings, that the venue will not just be used for cricket, it will be a center for entertainment in Kingston.
The project costs $2.7 million, most of which $2.1 million came from the Indian government, while the rest came from the Tourism Enhancement Fund. Launched in April 2014, it's being managed by the Urban Development Corporation. Minister Nita Headley said the lighting project was on track to be completed by the end of July. Last week, Cabinet approved amendments to the Cybercrimes Act and issued the necessary drafting instructions to amend the legislation.
With the increased use of various technological devices and tools to commit sophisticated criminal activities, there have been new challenges for the cybercrimes legislation and law enforcement agencies, necessitating the review.
The Cybercrimes Act was passed in March 2012 and seeks to address computer-specific offenses. Meanwhile, the minister responsible for information said Cabinet also approved the appointment of Ambassador Burchell Whiteman to the Council of the University of Technology, UTech.
This arises from the secondment of Professor Errol Morrison to the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining as chairman for the National Commission on Science and Technology. Ambassador Whiteman, who is currently acting president of UTech, will serve on the council until February 2015, when Professor Morrison's contract with UTech expires.
And Senator Faulkner also informed the press about board appointments. She announced the members of the Teachers Appeal Tribunal, the Scientific Research Council, E-Learning Jamaica Company Limited, and the reappointment of Erwin Jones as chairman of Petrojam Jamaica Limited. And finally, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has returned to duties after taking a brief vacation last week. Mrs. Simpson Miller was off the island on holiday from July 8 to 11. And that's it for this week's edition of Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for the top stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.